Well, 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 would you look at that? Would you look at that? It's Livin Loud with Andy, late Friday night. Look at it. You see that right there? You just gotta look at it from the Kicker Cave. Thank you, William. I appreciate you guys tuning in. It's Friday. It's an Ask Me Anything Q&A. We're here to have fun. But without further ado, we got to kick off the intro as usual. I appreciate you guys watching. And yes, trying something new for Kicker Club. By the way, tune in. I'll see you guys in 3 minutes.
So we're kicking it with Andy, right? You know what that means. We living loud.
I can't hear you. Okay, hear what? Appreciate you guys tuning in with me. How's your Friday going? 18 of you guys, like Dave says, smash the like. Oh, I say subscribe. Love you guys. Yep, that's my cat. Not even an hour before the stream started, my cat jumped off the roof. Had to give him a bath and enough time to prepare for the live stream, and he's okay, and I'm happy to be here. I hope you guys are all doing well, and Smokey is okay. I know you guys were asking. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me and always tuning in. I missed you guys. And of course, it's Friday, so we're just going to kick back, relax, you know, just hang out and talk about car audio. What have you guys been up to? I know I'm working on a few extra things, but right now I actually been focusing on the house for once, which is, I should do that a little more often. I'm taking a look at it and it's a mess. But I do have some things in the works and I'll tell you guys about it when I can. It's going to be awesome. But regardless, it's for the channel. So, you know, and of course it's Kicker, man. Come on, man. Come on. Cornut, thank you, Cornut. Look at this guy.
Bass hitting hard. Yeah, yeah. Turn down for what? Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Thank you, Cornut, for gifting a membership. I appreciate you, man. And, man, the green team, I had a guy, I think it was Simon. He was in, yeah, well, I mean, it's not rigged, but he did win the kicker Kicking It With Andy giveaway. And, yeah, then he wants to be part of the green team. And it's awesome that you guys get to hang out and you get a little fancy emojis, kicker emojis, you know, car audio stuff. And, you know what? I just appreciate you guys supporting the channel like you guys do. Man. Does my music sound loud? It sounds loud on my end. Let me turn that down just a smidge and turn this up a little smidge. There we go. You know, you got to have your gains just right or things sound a little bit off. Hey, it goes with kind of everything. Appreciate you, Cornut, and thanks for doing all that you do. And I got a picture I got to send to you, by the way. You're going to love it. Thank you for the vanilla extract. You need it. Uncle Bobby B, where's he at? Where's he at? Let me at him.
Uncle Bobby B, baby. Uncle Bobby B.
Thank you for tuning in, Bobby. Appreciate ya. Hope you and the family are doing well, sir. Frank, I'm waiting on my JS alternator Monday. Man, you know, upgrading your alternator is a fundamental, huge step that every one of us should take eventually once we start, you know, actually pulling some power, you know, because the stock ones just really weren't meant for that, and it's nice to have that power. And without having a ton of batteries, maybe an alternator might just do the trick. Appreciate you, Frank, for tuning in. You are awesome. And yes, by the way, we are live in Kicker Club through StreamYard. There's like one extra step I got to do, but it is no problem, and it shows me a lot more with Livin Loud with Andy and in Kicker Club viewers. Just, you know, the comments. See, look, there's Simon right there. Appreciate you, Simon. Love you, buddy. You are awesome, and that is actually in Kicker Club and on Livin Loud with Andy on Facebook. So that's just all together. I like that, and I've been helping out Kicker. I'm like, listen, we can get back into Kicker Club. We can do it because good old StreamYard hacked at the groups, but you just got to do one extra step. Let's do it, man. Kicker Club. And speaking of which, Kicker Club, from now on, I mean, I like the background with the names and stuff, but we already got it over here. Sponsors over there. This is the Kicker build of the week. Randy's, his L7X enclosure. And I think from every Friday from here on out, I'm just going to throw up every build of the week as the background of the live stream. And what better way to kick it off than throw it in Kicker Club? We're back at it. Full tilt boogie, and I can see everything and take a look at it. Appreciate you guys. And I see some more gifted memberships. Thank you, BT.
Bass hitting hard. Yeah, yeah. Turn down for what? Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Turn down for what? That is it, man. Appreciate you, Choke, and Cracker. BT, appreciate you for donating more Green Team memberships. And you know what? It's pushing it out for the YouTube. Just people to find the channel, and hopefully they can get some help and have some fun along the way and meet our basehead brethrens. Appreciate you, Brian. You're awesome for that. And did that tattoo heal up yet? I need to know. Thank you for hanging out. Appreciate you, and it's okay. We'll let that one slide. What do you guys think? We'll let him slide this time. Thank you for tuning in, car audio enthusiasts, and all. It's just another sub in the wall. All in all, it's just another sub in the wall. That's kind of how it goes, man. That's kind of how it goes. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you're doing well, and appreciate what you do for the community and hanging out here. Appreciate you, big time. Let's see. Okay, alternator, got it. Choke change. Appreciate you for hanging out with us. Hope you're doing well, sir. Appreciate you, appreciate you, appreciate you. Let's see. It's all okay. Yeah. Where is Cookie Monster? You're supposed to get that, man. You're supposed to get those things. You know, he sits there this whole time. He's usually checking on the chat, making sure things aren't going sideways. Bots ain't getting in. Me and Ernie can only do so much on the giveaway stuff and, you know, rigging it and whatever, checking for bots. Sometimes they slip in. Appreciate the guys, you know, just looking at it. Like, wait, would you look at that? It's Friday. This is where we just kick back, relax. Tuesday's show was a blast. And got some things coming up in the works. Some future guests, too, actually. And you guys are going to have fun and enjoy those people. And I know you know them very well. Some you don't. And that will be very interesting as well. But either way, I can't wait to see what we got down the road for you guys. Just when it comes together. That's what the beauty of doing this is, seeing it come together. Thank you, car audio enthusiast. Appreciate you, man. Smash the like button. And how is YouTube doing, by the way? We got, let's see, 2 shares on Facebook. And, oh, we got a super chat, $5 super chat from Garrick. Would you look at that?
Well, would you look at that? Oh my gosh, just look at it. Just look at it. You got to look at it this way, okay? You just got to look at it. That's all you can do anymore.
I love that Bass I Love You song, man. It's just, you know, OG as it gets. Thank you, Garrick. I'm getting ready to do a big sky-high car audio unboxing video as soon as I get my copper amp inputs. I'm so excited about it. You know, man, people do not stress enough over aluminum and copper connections and just, you know, all different types of metal, and they're just, you know, how they work with electricity, you know, their conductivity. And copper is really the way to go in a lot of aspects, maybe not for weight, but in what we do, it definitely makes sense. And it costs an extra penny or so made out of that copper. Well, are pennies made out of copper? My pennies are made out of copper. Appreciate you, Garrick. Thank you so much for supporting and always tuning in. This guy is awesome. And make sure you check out his channel so whenever he uploads that, you guys get to see it. Thank you, Garrick. Appreciate you, man. What's going on, Cedric? Just got new kicker tweeters. Should I put them on an amp? Man, that's a good question. I feel like whenever you upgrade and swap something from stock, you probably had stocks tweeters in there and stuff. But what I'm trying to say is, like, maybe to have more control. I know a lot of times you can have, you know, crossovers put in front of them, and they usually have them built in sometimes, you know, it's right on the side or what have you. But to have something where you can adjust the amount of power that it gets, because the last thing you're going to want to do is overdrive that speaker. And that's why they have resistors in line too, that you can also add that will reduce the output of the power, and you can run them together with like your 6.5, 6x9s on the same channel. So could you, should you? I would, just to have more flexibility of the amount of power it receives rather than adding a resistor. But you can always do the resistor method, and that's where you see just a lot of people do, and it definitely works, don't get me wrong. But I like having control, flexibility, crossovers, and maybe it's even with the resistor it's not loud enough, you know, without trying to get the perfect one. You know, it's better to have full control of it. So then it comes into the aspect of, man, do I need a 6-channel amp? Do I need an 8-channel amp? Do I need 2 4-channel amps? And I know you got the 4-channel amp, so you're kind of strapped on that, and you don't really want to use the head unit power, because, you know, if you pull back from the head unit, it's going to pull everything from the source going to the head unit or the amplifier and everything down the road. So having control is key. But also crossovers and resistors in line can work and should work. But hey, either way, man, happy to help you out. Appreciate you tuning in, Cedric. You're an awesome guy. Appreciate you, dude. Well, if you just keep looking at it, you might get a membership, Diesel, man. I thought that was Whistling Diesel for a second. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate you. 16 volts tonight at 16 volts with no wall. Man, 16 volts. Now that could be another group. We already got 10.9, 14.4, but you know, with LTO, C-Max, all and sodium, 16 volt, I mean, that, man, would you rather drop to like 14, 15 volts or 12, 13, or 11, or even 10.9? I don't know, man. I think 16 volt is, it definitely is better for us bass heads, you know, whenever we're just trying to get more power out of our amplifiers. And, you know, hey, it definitely works. That's why you see a lot of people doing it. Thank you, Cracker, for tuning in. Appreciate you. All right, we got 20 likes on YouTube. You guys are kicking butt. And let's see what we got on Facebook here. Oh, man, you guys are slacking. It's okay. That's where the YouTube is at. You know, you get a few people coming in, but YouTube is the party, man. And the chat's pretty much here. And you guys are awesome. Thank you for tuning in, Bubba. Happy Friday, everyone. Thank you for hanging out, Bubba. I hope you're doing well. And, you know, I'm probably not going to do the after party tonight. Just letting you know, let the guys know. This guy's head honcho with a lot of things. Send it down the line. I got to do my water changes. And I know Bubba, he's like, man, make sure you take care of the turtle. Take out the trash. This guy's on me, man. And I appreciate it. I need that in life. It's okay. You can't be great at everything. Thank you so much, Bubba. But yes, no after party tonight. I'm just going to get right to it. And got a weekend of just things I need to catch up on. And hey, car audio too, man. Always clicking. Thank you for tuning in. Hope all is well, Andy. Thank you for tuning in, Dean. Appreciate you. Norstedt, you look familiar. I wonder if that's the guy that was down at Myrtle Beach or not. I'm not too sure. Let me know. Appreciate you for tuning in, and everything is doing pretty good. No complaints here other than the cat jumping off the roof of the house and surviving. Everything's great. Appreciate you tuning in, man. Kanga, happy Friday, everyone. Just here for a bit. Waking up at 4:30 sucks. Man, that's about the time when I go to bed. You know, we're on opposite schedules. I appreciate you tuning in, hanging out. Hope you're doing well, man. And keep doing what you're doing on your YouTube channel as well. Go check them out, guys. And I know a lot of you guys already are. Wow. Where is John? Bubba, you gotta get John. You gotta get John. Man, you know, and that's the greatest thing. Whenever I do YouTube and I see other people do YouTube and they post about it, and just, you know, the car audio stuff I pay attention to. I mean, of course, you look at the, you know, Mr. Beast videos and stuff, but you see people talk about negativity, and, you know, it's going to happen. It really is. You know, haters, motivators, yeah, that's kind of overrated. But you're going to have people that disagree with you. And that's the best thing, because whenever someone does agree with you, they do support you, and they are nice. It makes that feeling better. I'll tell you that. But you know what? Keep going, man. Keep going. I appreciate it. You know, it's like you upload something and you wait for that one dumb thumbs down. It's like, there he is. I appreciate you for watching, man. I do. You're awesome. You know what? That's more dedicated of a subscriber than a lot of people are. And it's great. Appreciate you guys that, you know, do keep it clean, though. And that's what we do on this channel, because we're here to learn together. You know, I am not a professional, but at the same time, I mess with this stuff a lot, so I like to just, you know, help where I can and have fun, because that's what this is all about. Appreciate you, man. All you guys. And the fish. That's it. We got to do water changes. It's been a while. It has been a while. Fishes are they're starting to, like, you know, flat. There's not enough water in the tanks. Thank you, Bubba. Diesel Man, curious about your opinion on the Down for Sound LTO batteries. Oh no, here we go. Someone got me on batteries. Here we go. Stream's over. Everyone's logging out. No, the Down for Sound batteries, they got the LTO 6.0s, they have the JP40s, and either of those are good options. You know, anytime you buy a battery that is pre-made from a brand or what have you, and especially of the lithium type, because there's not really a lot of lithium out there designed for car audio. Most of the lithium that's out there, like, it's a brand name, is like Solar. It's got BMSs, and with a BMS you can't, there's not really, there are 200 amp BMSs and probably more, but they're really expensive. And that's how they design those batteries. And with car audio, you're not doing deep cycles, so BMS really isn't very important. It's more of a balancer just to keep the cells balanced. So there's that, putting it together, and they gotta make money for what they do. You know, I don't know if everyone's living under a rock or not, but you at least got to make more than 50% of what you paid on a product to be able to have it make sense for your company. So you're going to pay more than doing it yourself. But if you don't know how to do it yourself, any of those brands that make batteries, like Down for Sound, XS, all those, JY, everything under the umbrella is a smart option to do. And it depends what you're running, what battery is best. And I like how they give you options, and that's the beauty of the time we live in with car audio and batteries and amplifiers and subwoofers. There's so many choices out there. It's hard to make the wrong one, but you sometimes can make the wrong one depending what you're doing. So, do they work? Are they good? Hey, they do what they claim. That's all I'm gonna say. Appreciate you, Diesel Man, for just tuning in, man. Awesome. Let's see. And the fish. Hello, Bobby B. Oh, man, I am behind on the comments. Let's see. Cool. I got that. Cool. Eric H. Thanks for hanging out, man. Wheeling, West Virginia, sending love to Yinzer's countries. Tony Andy. Thank you, Eric. And man, Wheeling, West Virginia is not that far from me, about an hour and a half. Thanks for tuning in, man. Appreciate you. And you know what? I wonder, yeah, you know what? Yep, yep. We just did a Sheets out there, not like maybe a month ago. It's not a bad down. Thanks for hanging out. And Yinzers are us. He's almost close enough to be a Yinzer. He's almost close enough. I won't tell anybody if you won't tell anyone. Andy, might sound like a dumb question, but do you need to run a battery? Man, I love these battery questions. Do you need to run a battery with a Power Max 100 for a test bench? Okay, I'm going to tell you this. Yes, but technically no. Yes, because say if you pull more power than that power supply can dish out, you're going to run into the problem of blowing up that power supply. It's not even like the voltage is, I mean, I guess the voltage ain't going to drop. It's just going to be able to do whatever it can at that, 100 amps, give or take, and then it's just going to go into protect. With a battery, it's going to do that 100 amps, and then the battery voltage is going to drop, and that's going to be your buffer so that you don't blow up your power supply. I know Justin DIY was having an issue of blowing up power supplies or blowing up and going into protect, and I'm like, what the heck's going on here? And it's just because that the battery, the headway cells were bad. Whatever the situation was, bad batteries, not doing what they're supposed to do, and that's why. So if you don't have batteries or big enough battery, you could run into issues of hurting that power supply, especially if you don't have a single one on it. So make sure you do that. But yeah, you can run it by itself. You could hook it up to something, whatever, and play music. It would definitely work. Just keep that in mind. You could blow it up. You could blow it up if you're not careful. And I don't know about those, how solid they are with just, like the internal parts of them, is it built for dummies or is it Chinesium metal parts that are soldered by who knows who? So I wouldn't take the chance on that. Regardless, yeah, I would run a battery. Thank you, Bobby. Appreciate you, man. Let's see. We got 5 memberships from Phil Lusher.
Well, would you look at that? Oh my gosh, just look at it. Just look at it. You gotta look at it this way, okay?
Yeah,
you just gotta
turn
look
down
at it.
for
That's all you
what?
can do anymore.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, Phil. Appreciate you. And thanks for tuning in, man. I missed you. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for the memberships. And I think I've seen a few pop up there on the names. I always miss them. I see them coming up on the top left there. Yeah, it doesn't show me. But it does show on the live stream. That's cool. But I missed them. Thank you, Phil. Appreciate you. And stay living loud, man. I mean, this guy. 415s, man. 415s in a cruise. That's all I'm going to say. Thanks for tuning in, man. Appreciate you. William, Livin Loud with Andy, late night for the win. You're a rock star. Keep doing what you do. Thank you, Will, and thank you for always tuning in, man. Select few of you guys, you mark the calendar. You don't miss a beat, and I'd be calling off too. Appreciate you. Thank you, William. Thank you so much, man. Oh, would you look at that? Hey, good sir. Hope my internet holds out. I chill here till I chill. Thanks for tuning in, John. Appreciate you. He's got his new house. He's all locked and loaded, ready to fill the walls with kickers and just, I guess house stuff. But either way, he's out in the middle of, I would say, not nowhere, but somewhere. Not the greatest internet, and I appreciate you tuning in, man. I hope you're doing well. I love haters, don't have worry about them borrowing anything. Yeah, you know what, man? It just comes with the job, man. It'll buff. Dubby. Thanks for tuning in, Dubstay. Appreciate you, mate. Mine. Sorry. Chris, thanks for tuning in. Seen too many lithium runaway fires to trust lithium in car audio. And I mean, I would say any battery is dangerous and can have runaway fires. Now, are some more safer than others? Sure. Some chemistry safer? Sure. But any battery that has a lot of power potential has a potential to catch fire. It just does. Even with LTO, being one of the safest batteries. With that much power, it could not even be from the batteries itself. Say something arcs and it just, you know, creates a spark. It'll just weld things and just catches your carpet on fire. You're talking about a battery setup that can discharge, you know, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 times itself of capacity. And that's a lot of current. Like, AGM batteries just don't do that. They're not built like that. So that's why a lot of people have a problem of jumping to lithium, but it's just you're messing with something that's a higher, just energy dense battery, and then the chemistries that go along with it that can also be combustible depending the chemistry. So that's why I try to help as much as I can with battery questions, and it all does come down to the user, how you install it, and just if you're pushing the equipment too hard, if you're blowing up an amplifier, making it go and protect all the time, maybe you shouldn't run lithium right away. You should learn to run your system a little bit more and learn about things, and learn it on a smaller level too. It's a little bit cheaper that way. I'll tell you that. I will tell you that. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Blake, our test bench is 2 100 amp power supplies with 100 amp hour CMAX, and when it's fully charged, we can get about 10K out of it. You know, I pulled 14,000 out of mine with 200 amp power supplies and 1 bank of LTO Plananos, but I was like down to like 9 volts, 8.5, you know, like way low, not like 13, 12 volts, not even enough. That is very impressive. And CMAX, anything lithium ion, is very strong. It's very strong. And again, you know, you got something that's very strong, and then you got a chemistry that is flammable a little bit more than other ones. That's where you see those disasters. But if you run it the way you should, you should never have a problem other than a battery being too old and it's venting, and that's what they just naturally do over time anyway, is, you know, just from just being used. How long can you run 10K with that, Blake? Probably just a few seconds, depending how much amp hour. Yeah, he said 100 amp hour. So if you're pulling 10K, you're pulling 1,000 amps minimum, maybe more. Well, maybe about 900 if you're staying at 14. But either way, 900 divided by 100, you know, and that's like on a good day. Because batteries, you know, their discharge of capacity is not linear with their discharge curve. Like if you're pulling like a low amount of power, you're going to get more capacity than a high discharge curve pull. You know, 14,000 watts, you're going to have a difference there. So I would say 40 seconds. 40 seconds. Still, man, and that's a lot of power, and that's just continuous. Music is not continuous; it's all over the place. Thank you for tuning in, Tessa. How are you? I'm doing well. I hope you're doing well. Like I was telling the other guys over here, my cat jumped out the window, did not die, so it's a good day. Other than that, life has been good. I appreciate you tuning in. Let's see. Okay, why did the Streamlabs? Oh, because I pulled that up. I'm like, where did my other thing go? Okay, so we got that there. That's still there. Okay, cool. All right, that's YouTube. 23 likes. Appreciate you guys on YouTube. I'm feeling this stuff over here. You know, this is different. I don't want to, this just for a second, I want to talk about this. Kicker Club, we got this in here, and it's just cool that I can see this over here. And I have it on my phone, as I always do, that's over here. Because I always have Kicker Club up on my phone. Every time I go live, I share it, I take a look at it, and then it's here. So having it all right there and everywhere else I need it on Facebook is awesome. So, and that's what Fridays are for. You know, it's like testing, learning stuff. So when we do stuff on Tuesday, kicking it with Andy, and the new guys walk in the door, it makes it look like we know what we're doing a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, I was talking about at 14.4, man, that's holding. But, you know, even at 14.4 on a CMAX, you know, 4S type of deal, that's really stressing that cell. But to do an amp dyno, that's kind of what you want to do, is start with a higher voltage battery, just so whenever you are dropping, you're not dropping in the 12s or 13s. And that's what I try to tell people with just their own system in their car. They're like, well, I'm at 11 volts. I want to be higher. I'm like, okay, well, we can go two ways. You can either get a high output alternator, and if it's big enough, you'll see 14s all day. But if it's not, and even if you do that, you know, you're going to need a battery that is a higher voltage cell, and that's why people do the lithium, so they can stay in a 14.4 range or higher, give or take, or at least 13s. And lithium iron phosphate, it kind of is right in the middle. It's still a 13 volt battery. It's not a 12 volt battery like lead acid or 5 series LTO or just AGM. But AGM's kind of almost around the same. Lithium iron phosphate, a little bit lower, but still, you get what I'm saying. Lower cells. The CMAX, you're talking like 15.5, 15.6, 15.8. I mean, up to 16.2. So it's like higher voltage. So when that does drop, you're dropping down to 14.9, 15.5, and you know, with the lead acid, you're going to be dropping down to, or AGM, lithium iron phosphate, 11, 12s, 13s. That's just physics. So with an amp dyno like that, that's awesome, and those are the kind of numbers you want to see. And I feel like, you know, with amp dynos, like whenever I do them, I want to have my voltage perfect, but it's like, you know what, maybe 13.8 is a little better, because I feel like that's more realistic with a person on a hot summer day playing their system. They got their AC going. I don't care if they got the best electrical. Maybe it's sagging just a little bit, and to see how that amplifier performs on a little bit lower of a voltage compared to the others. And I think that's what's great about the KXA 2400s. I'm not too familiar. I don't think so on the Warhorse. I don't know if they're loosely regulated like the 2400s were. The 2400s would do 2400 watts down to 12 volts at 2 ohms, you know, and more, a little bit more at 14, but not much more. You know, we're not talking a huge difference. So that was pretty cool that it was able to do that. So whenever I upgraded my electrical, I didn't see a huge difference. I'm like, it's not louder, but my voltage is better. You know, that's good. And other amplifiers that aren't regulated, loosely regulated power supply setups, you're going to see a bigger boost whenever your voltage isn't sagging into the 12s, 13s. And that's why these guys are all trying to stay at 14, 15 volts, because that's an operating high end of an operating range of an amplifier, depending the amplifier. Appreciate you guys. And I appreciate Blake. This guy is awesome. William, Andy, how is your solar panel working for your test bench? No, not great. The solar panel setup's great, but not for the test bench, man. 25 watts of solar is not enough. It works. It's a whole amp at 14 volts, but it's enough to keep the batteries on a trickle charge. But I do plan on getting more. I do. But for an amp dyno, man, it's possible. It definitely is possible. I mean, less capacity needed. It definitely would work. And, you know, I have to get a fancier controller. One I can adjust the voltage, set it at like 15.2 over here. That's usually where I start my amp dynos on my LTO Plananos, like 15.2, 15.3. So when I get drop, it's like 14.4, 13.8. Plus, that's, you know, right around my resting voltage of my cell. So 13.8 kind of does work, and I just need more of them. And it's very realistic for an actual test of power in a person's car. You know, an amp dyno, I do like it at 14.4 because it has like a regulated, you know, boom. This is what it's supposed to do at 14.4, best case scenario. And you put it in your car and you're like, oh man, I wish I had 2,000 watts, and I don't. I'm only seeing 800 if you know how to clamp. And there's a lot of factors. One, your voltage. Two, box rise. Tell him, Blake, box rise. Tell him. Thank you for tuning in, Mom. Just saying hello. We just had Domino's little lava cakes. Ooh, lava cakes. Got me. We had to get out the white milk. We are all going into a dessert coma. That is the worst, literally. I gotta watch what dessert I eat on Tuesdays and Fridays. It's just coma toasted, man. And Kayla be making the craziest desserts. We don't even have to go anywhere, just like you, Mom. And yeah, love you. Thank you for tuning in. Oh, would you look at that? William is a member for 9 months on the green team. Joey Wilson, Andy McGill, how are you doing? I need to find a good kicker dealer for an X. Now, that's a good question. I will actually pull that up over here. If you go to kicker.com, I'm not too familiar. Let's see. I would just go to kicker.com. I mean, you can go to the giveaways, but that's every Tuesday. And then go over here to dealers, US dealer locator. And if you type that in, it will literally tell you, is that, oh wow, my screen is frozen. Wow, that froze, didn't it? That's StreamYard, not me. Wow, Ernie was right. It does freeze. Because it was perfectly fine on my end. Anyway, that's how you find all that stuff on there. And you type in your zip code and all that, whatever. And it'll tell you what type of kicker dealer they are. And it'll say if they sell marine, you know, pro, fit, you know, I don't know, everything under the sun. Now, is it going to say that we carry L7X products and just, you know, what have you? Probably not. You're going to have to pick up the phone and give them a call. But either way, that is the way to go. Now, for online, you can, I know on Showtime, they do have, I pulled this up earlier, I always got this. Showtime, if you need kicker, hit them up. Use code Andy. Thank you ahead of time. But I do believe you can call Showtime for the L7X. Let's just, we can look up, we'll just type in L7X. Take a look at it. No, what's the L7XC? I thought it was L7XN. Anywho, yes, they do have them here, but I do believe you have to call. Let's look at the 15 here. This thing is awesome looking. Yeah, they do have them in stock. You just got to call them. You just got to call them. And when you call them, tell them I sent you. Tell them I sent you, Joey. But either way, I showed you the one way, and then if you want to order them online, hey, that works too. Either way, you guys are just supporting Kicker for them making the big Solo X driver. They didn't have to do that. I know they wanted to do that, but they didn't have to do that. And hey, make them feel like, oh, we made a good choice on that. You know, maybe we'll make something even bigger, even better. Which, hey, I don't know, man. That L7X and Warhorse do really well, but is it a pony? I don't know. We'll find out. Log, thank you for tuning in. Are they planning a Solo X18? Absolutely. From the horse's mouth himself, Steve Irby said it on Unmasked, I would say about a year and a half ago. I don't know, give or take. So, you know, he's the owner. He can say whatever he wants. And it is coming. It's in the works. When will it be here? I don't know for sure. But I would say maybe next year sometime. You know, I wouldn't say before Slamology or after. That's hard to decipher, you know. Like, I get some whispers, but at the end of the day, I understand their process, and Kicker has their formula. So whenever it gets here, and guys will be able to get it. I know you could probably fit an 18 in there, Locke. You probably could. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate that you're here, man. This guy's doing live streams and stuff all the time, tuning in, and I know he runs Sundown, but it's okay. It's okay. There is no brand bashing on this channel. But hey, if you need some ST door speakers, I mean, come on. That's a win. That's a win. Green team for the win. Thank you, William. I appreciate you, sir. Garrick's on Facebook. Yes, indeed. I did. I did. Joey Wilson. Larry Keller, thank you for hanging out really late, but I am here. It's all right, man. Thank you for tuning in, and tuning in when you can. I appreciate it, dude. I appreciate it. Nah, thank you though, Log. I appreciate you, man. I enjoy what I do, and whenever you have fun, like John always says, you have fun doing your job, you're never working. Thank you for being here, dude. Team Green, Team Green, Team Green. You know, I feel like I need to finish that green team video. I started on it a while ago, and then I sat it down. I need to do it. I need to do a little refresh here and there. I mean, we do a lot of live streams, so you got to keep it a little fresh once in a while. The late person gets smeared. I mean, 25 says it. I mean, that is law. That is law. Larry, good to see you. Team Green for the win. You know, you always got to have the green going. Oh, man, these lights just keep falling. I fixed these top ones here. These are great. Those are golden. These ones back here I need to do. The sticky adhesive it comes with is not good enough. I just put some, you know, little super glue on there, and now it's holding. Not hitting J5 in the head, knocking off his eyelashes all the time. It's doing well. It's doing well. Let's see. Oh, would you look at that? Andy knows you just gotta look at it. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? Just look at it. And would you look at that?
Pacific Northwest.
Thank you, Fuego. Hello from the Pacific Northwest to all Livin Loud with Andy fans. It's an honor to be part of a very special community, and community is the key word. This is what we got here and why I keep doing what I do every Tuesday and Friday, and it's unrelenting or relentless. I don't know. It never stops, and it's because of you guys. So thank you, El Fuego, and thank you guys for tuning in, watching this stuff, and just being here. I know I'm like, it's not a podcast where I'm sitting there talking to someone all the time, so it's a little bit different. But I get to talk to you guys one-on-one and try to answer your guys' questions as much as I can, because the more I do this, the more, anybody learns about car audio, and then someone else finds out about car audio, they're going to be knocking on your door saying, hey, can you help me out? Can you help me out? And it just gets crazy with the messengers, the comments, and I love this platform, and you guys keep it going. That one's the support. Thank you so much, man. Would you look at that? It's a little late. That's a little late, but would you look at that? Thank you, El Fuego. I appreciate you. Someone said, Sony, I smelt it. Well, if you smelt it, you exploded it? Is that the math we're going on? What Cracker said, Andy is a man full of knowledge. Any questions, just ask him. He is more than willing to help the fellow basshead. Thank you, Cracker. And you know what, I love doing that. And I know, like, half the time we're here just talking, but I'm waiting for that person that has a question, that happens to stumble across the live stream or what have you, to help them. And I find joy in it. I honestly, truly do. And thank you. That means a lot hearing that. Thank you, Cracker. Thank you. Yes, do not be afraid to ask. Do not. Andy, Joey Wilson is the man I was telling you about. Awesome. About that's looking for kicker solo X's from your group. Thank you, Garrick. I appreciate you, man. And we'll get them hooked up. We'll get them squared away with the square L7X. I love it. I love it. Man, I'm starting to put together things for the Volvo, and the guys that have been around for a long time might not even have heard of Volvo. Some of them have, and this build to come back and be resurrected is going to be awesome, and of course it's going to have kicker. But yes, I am planning on using that for a lot of, I wouldn't say Parker-esque videos, but, how I do with SPL, and we're going to do a lot of kicker products, the ones that I still haven't tested, and just one-offs, and I'm going to have some fun with that car. One day it will be a big bass build, but, I got to think of it on the YouTube side. I got this huge YouTube studio, but I don't have a car that I can test in all the time. I don't know, man. Kayla puts up with a lot with me, with, having the L7X in there, but yanking subwoofers out, pulling, out of her car. Yeah, I'd rather have something that's just all tied together. It's nice, it's neat. And the Pilot is our family car. Popcorn, car seats. I could just imagine the comment section. Every time I've ever videoed in that, I cleaned that thing spotless. Cleaned it spotless. Because there's that guy, man. Oh, would you look at this guy? So that's my goal with it. And of course, we're going to have some power in there too. Thank you, Garrick. I appreciate you for just sending people the right direction. That's the goal with all this stuff. And help out another kicker future brother. Who knows? Appreciate you, dude. Colby and Dubby. Where is Colby and Dubby? We got Dubby. Where's Colby? I haven't seen Colby in a long time. Let's see. Scrolling down. El Fuego. There he is. The man, the myth, the legend. El Fuego. Car audio enthusiasts. I gotta shoot some more footage. Get them night shots. Got some pretty lights going on by my feet but my feet are so tired. Yeah, man, just doing what we do, it takes a lot out of you mentally. Your feet might hurt, but you're it's a lot. And this guy, he's been, well, for a long time, posting almost every day, and that takes a lot out of you, man. And just keep doing what you do, man. And I've watched the big YouTube channels, they try to help you out to grow your smaller YouTube channel. You don't need all the fancy, cameras and whatever and stuff. It's the content first, and then you get the lighting, the cameras, and just what have you. I've been doing the live streams for at least almost 3 years coming up here, so it eventually got nicer. And with these guys, they made it happen. Just one step at a time, man. Just keep doing what you do. Keep doing what you do. Best 12-volt lights to show off the Warhorse in my truck. I mean, okay. For over here, I got these. These are actually 12-volt lights, and it's got like a little converter in there. But they are fancy, and they got apps. See, look, take a look at this. Ready? Watch. I can control it from my computer. So that's Gove. I mean, with LEDs, it's kind of hard to go wrong with them. I know there's some that are just way better. And if they're really cheap, they're probably not the best. But whenever it comes to 12-volt LEDs, man, you can get a lot of different variations of just hardwired, controlled ones with controllers and app function, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, whatever have you. And it just depends what you're trying to do. I would say when you're doing LEDs, don't go too cheap, because whenever you glue them on there, you don't want to have to rip them off because they either stink, the LEDs start burning out, you know, just things down the road. I know I know they were talking about on Quietly Loud, and there was someone they were mentioning that was in a car audio community that was selling LEDs. I know Ultimate Car Audio app guy, I forget his name, I should know his name. He has a LED company as well, but I won't promote it because I don't know the name. As soon as I remember, I'll let you guys know. I'll drop it in the comments or in the something after the show. I will. If you're looking for those LEDs, just look for it. I'll find it. Let's see. Anson, thank you for tuning in. Evening Kicker family. Hope your kicker system's doing well, sir. Appreciate you tuning in. And you and the family and all that, healthy. That's all we can ask for nowadays. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Let's see. Philip, I don't know. I'm the audio guy at my work. I get all the questions. And you know what? I feel like the people that are tuning in, a good chunk of them are the guys that are the people that are helping with the questions. You know, like I learned from a few of you guys on here. It's like, whoa, wait, that's okay, that's cool. You know, or just sitting there and listening to Professor Blake for a whole after party. You will learn something. And that's the cool thing, though, also, is to be the guy in your neighborhood that does know about something and happens to be car audio. It's a win and a win. But hey, Phil, just keep doing what you do, man. Keep doing what you do. And you know what sucks is there's always someone that knows more than you, but you'll want to be friends with that person so that you can learn more. Thank you, Phil. I appreciate you so much. Let's see. I'm back having street tacos. Oh, street tacos sound good. Don't tell Kayla. She will stop what she's doing and head right on over. Let's see. Okay, I caught Andy. You gotta fix that Friday clip. Those square waves are killing me. Wait.
Because we don't
not
want
this one. This one. Do you want me to turn the gain up more? Will that make the square waves round again? Anson, there we go. Here is a legit question for a friend running two Comp 12Rs. At one of them, on a 1200.1. He keeps blowing 100 amp A&L fuses. He has a 200 amp alternator, so fine there. I have thought, but what say you? Man, you know, think of a fuse as, you know, just limiting power. So if you're staying at 14 volts, you should never really pull more than that 100 amp fuse can do, theoretically, depending on the efficiency of the amplifier, but you're still like right there. You know, that 1200 watt kicker amplifier probably pulls that 100 to 110, maybe 120 amps, depending. You know, and that's where you're just blowing the fuses over time. It's not that initial current. It's just those fuses are built for not power, but heat. And depending, you know, the resistance of the fuse and the amount of current is going to build heat whenever you hit a certain threshold really fast. And whenever you go over like 150% of a fuse rating, that's when they're going to pretty much pop within seconds, and more quicker, obviously. But if you're pulling like right around its rated, and maybe it's not the best A&L fuse or just whatever type of fuse you got, it might just start to melt And that's when you run into that. I learned that back in the day whenever I didn't have a battery in the back of my car and I was melting fuses in the front. I'm like, why am I melting fuses? And even whenever I upgraded to my 320 amp alternator from Ohio Gen, I had a 250 amp fuse in the front. And it wouldn't blow, but it was melting over time, and then it just stopped working. You know, it would blow eventually. And it was melting, not the fuse holder, but just the fuse itself was melting. And that's because you're right around how much power that fuse can handle, and it's just the slow burn of heat blowing it over time, and just whatever this exact situation is. I would just run a bigger fuse. I mean, I know that makes sense, but just you got a 200 amp alternator, you are actually creating a bottleneck right there. With that fuse, you're adding resistance, and then whenever that fuse gets hotter from all that power going through and it's not really able to do all that power, you're actually creating even more go through there because more voltage drop, physics, whatever, and that's why it just goes eventually even faster. Now, if you'd started to turn it down as that heat went up, and then it probably would be okay, but it's not like that. You're just bumping down the street and then it just starts melting and stuff. So yeah, I would at least have a 250 amp fuse on the front there. You don't want to bottleneck your alternator. That's the last thing you'll want to do, and go from there. And I think you'll be okay. But also, what kind of battery do you have in the back? If you don't have a battery in the back and you just have a high output alternator on a battery in the front of the car and there's no battery in the back, what's going to happen is there's just a lot of current draw over that front to back because there is no battery in between. When you have a battery in the back and a battery in the front, things tend to balance a little bit better through the whole circuit. If you have just that battery in the front and nothing in the back, all that current from that amplifier, instead of pulling from that back battery and then to the front, it's pulling all that current through your car to the front battery. And then that's another reason why you see that fuse blow, you know? So if you put a battery in the back, if you don't have one, it's probably why it's going. Because you can get away with a lot more if you have a battery in the back of your car. You know, I've done it, man. I've literally clamped 4,000, mind you, on a burp, but like I was playing this car too, you know, like about 1,500, 2,000 watts on an 8-gauge wire. Now, anybody that knows fuses knows that makes no sense. That would just blow the fuse. A 50 amp fuse? Are you kidding me? How'd you do that? It's because there's a battery in between. Now, of course, I could only charge so much, you know, but it never blew that 50 amp fuse of 8-gauge wire going front to back because there's a battery in the back of the car. And I think that could also fix that situation without even replacing the fuse. But you might as well upgrade that since you do have a 200 amp alternator. And my situation was still stock. So, hey, either way, it works. Appreciate you, Anson. And these are the questions that I am here to do. Thank you, man. Whew. That was a good one. Mailman brings me my new battery upside down in the back of my Tahoe. Oh, wait, it's upside down in the back of my Tahoe. He says, yo, you into car audio? I got a question. That's awesome. You know, you get your select few of random people that, you know, like they know what it is, but they're like, oh, would you just look at that? I've never done anything like that. And yeah, that's awesome to hear, man. That is awesome to hear. Video stuff is easy. Compiling and editing is where all the work and magic happens. Absolutely, man. And, you know, sometimes you can make an excellent video with just, you know, nonsensical stuff. And it's like you don't even think that it's going to do great. And it does, you know, because people are interested in that and want to learn off of that. So it doesn't matter all the lights and sparkle. The editing does help. It does help. It makes you want to look at it a little bit more, too. Thank you, Bubba. Blake says, also, Annie, since you aren't doing the after show, wanted to catch you up on the drama I had yesterday. Oh, would you look at that? Drama. All right, everyone's starting to hit the like button now. Yes, that's the name of the company. Would you look at that? My shit audio. It's the only time you're going to hear me swear. Headphone amp blew up for no reason. Would you look at that? Man, that is the name. I bet you it is the Shiznits. Went before it blew up. And I never had a headphone setup. I would love one. I got to hear yours. I would love to have one with an amplified headphone setup. You know, I'll get into that open air, you know, SQ stuff. But it's hard for practicality. But still, man, whenever you have those kind of headphones, you need an amplifier, and for it to just blow up on you, man, I would be upset. I would be upset. And did you have a fuse on it? No, I'm just kidding. Thanks for letting me know, Blake. I know I'll miss doing the after show tonight, but you know, I need to catch up on these water changes. And Saturday, it's like, I think I know what I'm going to do. And Kayla's like, wait. I'm like, oh, okay, we'll do that instead. And then I get nothing done. I I appreciate you guys, though. I will miss you. And I don't know what happened, but one of the opposite OP amps ended up with a hole in it for some reason. Jeremy Shoopdog, thanks for tuning in, man. I love how he has that spelled out for him. I can read it better now. I love it, man. Thank you, Jeremy. I got a new Insta360 X3 with a mount, so hoping to get new cool videos to my channel. An Insta360, that's one of those 360 cameras, huh? Like, those are pretty cool to have, you know, walking around. Maybe, I don't know, you could probably do it at a car show, too. I mean, pretty much anything. And absolutely, man. I love getting a new toy, even if it's cameras, car audio, and just, you know, seeing what they can do. Like, this one is, I want to take this one with me somewhere. You know, I mean, we took it to Slamology and it did its thing, but it just with the tracking feature and what have you. But 360, that is insane. I mean, man, the stuff they have nowadays, it's incredible. It truly is. What is up, Mac? Thank you for tuning in. Hope you're doing well, man. I appreciate all that you do. Brandon Banks, again, thank you for hanging out. And it was awesome to meet you and your wife. I felt bad. I was like, I didn't recognize your wife right away. And then after, I'm like, oh, that's who that is. So thanks again for, you know, just coming out, supporting. And, man, you know, we'll get him back to Kicker. This guy had a beautiful build. Speaking of build of the week, his was on there like twice. Just awesome guy. And, man, I appreciate all you. Truly, you know, just seeing what you do. And being here in this spot. Being able to see all that and just look at it. It's the best thing. Let's see. EXO is the man and very knowledgeable. I know he just uploaded a video and I need to watch it. I need to watch it. I love my boy EXO, man. He is, I mean, he's everybody's boy, EXO. I feel like EXO has a piece of each and every one of us. You know, I mean, I just honestly do. He is that guy. And, I wouldn't say why I did YouTube, but, you know, it made sense to do YouTube because of that guy. Truly is. Truly is. He's an awesome individual. Let's see. Okay, so I am almost caught up. Cool. Good. Looks for sharp object while glancing. Oh, my. Baba. Much of my learning I learned from EXO. That's awesome, man. You know, I feel like his channel is where you're going to learn how to do things. He's not going to just sit there and do whatever, you know, like explanation videos, but you get to do it with him, so you get to learn with him. And I feel like that is the piece of the puzzle why it's so, you know, just EXO being EXO. Plus, I mean, he was the first guy really doing it. I mean, you got Steve Mead, you got Derek Williston, you got a few others, but just to name a few. EXO's that dude, man. I can't do it. I can't. It's got to be the right moment. Anson. Hey, anytime, man. Anytime. Our boy Anson. Got to do it for him. Shoopdog. I know, it is a cool name. It's a cool name. EXO is another really down-to-earth dude who is easy to approach and speak with. I know, whenever you see him in person, you're like blinking, pinch. Is that EXO? And then you talk to him, and it's just like talking to somebody at the food stand. You know what I mean? Like, hey, man, how you doing? Large fry and a Coke? Okay, I gotcha. You know, and it's just a regular guy, and he's chilled down to earth. And I don't know, man. I've had some one-on-ones on him, and he is the same person. He is awesome, and he's smart. He's very smart. Obviously, to be able to do what you got to do with the YouTube stuff, you got to have a few brain cells up there. You definitely do. I already talked about it. I think Bobby walked away.
Uncle Bobby B, baby. Uncle Bobby B.
Man, it's in the works. It's in the works. Picked up the big phone and got some things moving along, but it's coming there, man. I'm excited. It's going to be a lot of work to get that thing even somewhat worthy of a video. It's got some cleaning to do. It's been sitting for 4 years now. Let's think. 2020. Yeah, COVID. Yeah. Yeah, that was about 4 years ago. Crazy. All right, cool. I think we're good here. Jeremy says, I did do one of our small car shows here in Little Bar None, Wyoming with the Insta360 on my channel. That's awesome. You know, and I feel like that's what's that. I don't know if it'd be like much of an action camera, but I mean, it should have some kind of stabilization. I feel like that's kind of common stuff nowadays, but either way, man, either way. Hey, I appreciate you. And I need to check out your channel. I need to take a look at it. I truly do. And make sure you guys hit the like. Thank you. Thank you, Cracker. All right, cool. So I feel like we covered, I mean, we didn't have to cover anything. It's Friday. We talk about whatever and stuff and just hang out and have fun. But we did the whole hour. The Facebook thing worked, so I'll let Colin know. Oh, look, Dan Current was on here and I missed it. Dan Current, no, I missed it. And he was in Kicker Club. That's awesome. But at least that shows that there, and I'll try to promote that a little bit more. I'll see what I can do. Wait, what the? Arnie! All right, guys, I love you. Have an excellent weekend. I will see you guys Tuesday on the after show, the Unmasked after show. And make sure you tune in Tuesday for Kicker Unmasked. I think they're starting a giveaway of some big Warhorse L7X products, the biggest, the best products of Kicker. So make sure you guys tune in and have an excellent weekend. And as always, stay living loud. I love you guys. And this is it. I'll get it, Baba. I will get it. He's always looking at it. But who knows, man? Thank you guys so much. I love you. Have a great weekend. I missed it, Papa. I missed it. I had it. Yes. Rest in peace, RVH.
Livin Loud with Andy.
Would you look at that?
Would you look at that? Did you hear that? Did you hear that? This guy looks a lot like me. Rich sent this to me. Corn roll. Timing was almost there. Just like corn nuts. Love you guys. I'll see you. Have a good weekend.